Hi nesters, welcome back to Nesting Haven. Today on my channel we are at Goodwill doing some thrift shopping, checking out the kitchenalia and the home decor. So let's go ahead and see what we can find, hoping to find some vintage goodness. You guys know I always love the looks of these vintage pie plates with the recipes on it. I have a collection myself. They're a little bit heavy, so I tend not to like to pick them up for reselling just because they're kind of a pain to ship considering the weight to them, but I do always enjoy looking at them and always looking out to see if there's any I might not have. I love the looks of this tile here. It was a larger tile, so definitely could use it as a trivet. And the only issue, as you can see on the top there, was a big chunk taking out of the corner. If it wasn't for that, I definitely would have picked it up. I really love the looks to it. So on the top shelf here, there was a bag filled with these little ceramic plates with bears on them. I don't know if it was part of a kid's tea set or if they're butter pats. It seemed like a lot of the same to be butter pats, so I'm assuming it was probably part of a little tea set. I got really excited when I saw this vintage anchor hawking casserole dish with the fruit on it. I knew that would be perfect for my kitchen. They're only asking $3. I was checking it out, seeing if there's any scratches or chips. And then I looked at this side and half of the graphic was missing. I was so bummed. I was contemplating it still. I was like, well, I can kind of just display it on the one side. But I knew it would just irritate me that that was missing on that side. So I just put it back on the shelf and walked away. I still wish I kind of got it, but I just know it was for the best to put it back. It's always a little challenging trying to see what's on the bottom shelf, especially when you're filming, but I found this really great ceramic egg keeper. I plan to get chickens in the springtime. Really excited about that. And I figured this would be handy. I picked up one that was similar to this, but I think it only held about 6 eggs. So I don't know, I just thought it was cute and could be helpful containing all the eggs that we'll hopefully get. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have chickens or if it's something you'd be interested in raising your own chickens as well. I've wanted to do it for a really long time and we just decided we're going to do it this spring, so yeah, I'm really excited about it. So they had these interesting Belgian beer glasses down here. They are Delirium Tremens or Tremens. They have these adorable little pink elephants on them. There was a great deal. These actually go for probably about $10 a piece on eBay, so not a bad find. Easter is coming up just around the corner, so I figured it was time to start picking up some interesting pieces. I really love the graphics on this with the brown bunny. It works perfectly for springtime, or if you are just a fan of rabbits, you can definitely use it year-round because it doesn't have any overly Easter like pastel colors. So I did get that. I thought that was great. That little shaker with the yellow top I was just looking at, I actually picked up one a few months ago and I was excited to find another one. So now I have a set. I adore glasses that look like this. They always have amazing graphics. A little difficult to sell a lot, but I do enjoy looking at them. This had the Delta Queen on it, which I believe is the steamboat that ran up and down the Mississippi River down in the south. I didn't end up getting it, but I did really like it. I thought it was pretty. I saw the syrup dispenser and I thought it had a vintage look to it, and then I saw it was Pioneer Woman on the bottom, which made sense because she does do her products in a vintage type of a aesthetic. They were asking $4 for this, and I wasn't sure how they would sell. I did end up looking at comps on eBay because I knew some Pioneer Woman stuff went for pretty decent. So I looked it up and the clear ones go for about $20. If you find the darker cobalt blue, they'll sell for about $25 to $30. And I saw there was actually a teal colored one that sold for almost $60. So be on the lookout for those. It's a pretty good moneymaker. I like the looks of these, but I was trying to figure out how exactly they hung up. As you can see, it had an opening on the top and bottom, and it seems like you would have had to slide it over something. I don't know exactly what that might have been. Maybe I was overcomplicating it, and I'm still looking at it and not sure how it hangs up. So if you guys happen to know if it was just an oversight, definitely let me know. I thought this was really neat. I love the kind of rustic copper color to it. You know, when copper ages, it turns this really pretty green like this. And it has a kind of a tiered brass candlestick holder. I don't know, I just thought it was a really interesting piece of metal. I'm not super into candles, so I'm kind of don't tend to pick it up too much, but this fish candlestick holder was actually pretty neat, and I've never seen anything like that before. I didn't pick it up, but maybe I should have grabbed it just because it was so different. So way up on the top shelf, I found a couple of jewelry racks. The first one was this really gorgeous one for necklaces. I really have been looking for something to put my necklaces on. Currently, my system is just this little shelf with 3 pegs on it, and they kind of are difficult to access and will get tangled a little bit trying to pull them off because there's just, the 3 pegs. And then I found this for earrings. I don't wear earrings too often. I haven't worn them for several years really since I had kids just because I don't want them tugging at it. But I do have some earrings that I like, so I will probably start wearing some again soon now that my kids are a little bit older. And so I figured I'd go ahead and grab that. It was only $3 a piece, so I thought it was a pretty good deal. I briefly glanced through the Christmas stuff. I think Christmas has just gone by, so it takes me a little bit to get back into really wanting to dig through it too much, but I just did a quick little glance through to see if anything caught my eye. I'm usually looking for the vintage items or anything that's a little bit different. And so inside this little grab bag, they had this bear riding a goose. And someone told me once before in the 80s, you were either a bear person or a goose person. So it was kind of funny to see them together. I did snag this one ornament here. It was a Disney ornament with Mickey Mouse on it. Mickey stuff usually sells okay, so at only $1, I figured it was a good enough find. And I found this Santa figure. He was only $1. I love the looks to him, and he definitely had Vegas vibes with the playing cards and the jackpot rate. A very unique piece. They had this really nice old-fashioned graphic on this tin wall decor piece. And I believe it is a repo, but I think it's an older repo considering the looks of that tag there from Canfield's General Store in New Hampshire. So I've never been there before. New Hampshire's not too far from me, but I'm not even sure if that general store is still around. This picture in the frame in the front is really adorable, nice and patriotic. They actually had a lot of nice artwork today, as you guys can see. I believe this is a Hummel, and they were asking $8 on that, so it's not something I was interested in picking up for $8. If it was $1, I probably would have snagged it up. I did really like this picture here. It had some water staining issues to it if you look closely up there. Several water spots. My kitchen walls are just about filled with the fruit decor, so it's a little complicated. I have to be a little bit more choosy. Basically, at this point, if I get something, I probably have to get rid of something, so I kind of keep that in mind. If it didn't have the water spots on it, I might have grabbed it for reselling, but, it wasn't worth it to me with the issues there. I found a bluebill goose, a little Gertrude goose on the side there. And so I did pick this up. It has a little blue cat as well. I thought that was pretty cute. I actually don't have a clock in my kitchen other than the one that's on the stove. I might try to work that into my kitchen if I can find a spot. If not, I'll probably just have to resell it. But you guys know I'm on the mission to save the bluebill goose, so whenever I can find a nice piece, I'm definitely going to pick it up. I did pick up this science experiment book for homeschooling for my kiddos. They are a little young compared to the kids that were in that, so it's probably something I'll use in a few years from now, but whenever I can see books like that for cheap, I definitely always snag them. I did find a couple of interesting home decor books, And this one was really nice. It had a lot of color, which is something I like to decorate in. I'm not really into the neutrals as much. Other than this dog on the cover that looks absolutely terrifying, I thought this was also a really neat book. It had a lot of primitive type of items, you know, if you're into rustic kind of farmhouse stuff, which I do kind of enjoy myself, so I thought that would be a fun one to get and flip through. I also found this really great book on container gardening. I love the looks of florals in the container. I typically just put them around my house and, you know, little gardens in the ground. So this will come in handy. I've always wanted to experiment with some container gardening. This was quite an interesting shelving piece. I love the kind of whitewashed rustic farm look to it. If I'm going to do farmhouse, it's definitely going to be like a working farm, like you actually have animals on your farm kind of farm, not like a more, I don't know, what would you call it, like a modern farmhouse where it's all like magazine ready, right? But I thought this had a great look to it and lots of little compartments. In the hand pick section, I saw these really amazing Dr. Pepper glasses with the rainbow and the hot air balloons. I really loved them. They're asking $25 for the set. I didn't love them that much to pay that price. If they were cheap and on the shelf for, you know, the normal $1 or $2 a piece, I probably would have snagged them up and just kept them for myself because I thought they were pretty fun. Make sure you are subscribed so you can catch more videos like this from me in the future. I'm going to share with you now all of the items I did end up purchasing at Goodwill today. Thank you so much for watching. I super appreciate it, and we will catch you in the next video. Bye!